Hey guys, Sam from Manfa's Makes and
Moose Mike.
So welcome back to all our returners and hi to any newbies. So great to have you here. Please do stick around a while, and if you like what you see, give us a thumbie. They are free. So bonus video for Saturday. I'm doing quite well with these bonus videos, guys. Anyway, it is our sum up of 2023, and what a year has it been. And we said this last year, but it just gathers momentum. It just keeps going, and it's fabulous. A lot of it is down to you guys watching, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
I am going to try and keep this as summarised and not waffly as possible, but we all know Manfa and we all know Manfa waffles, but this is supposed to be a crocheting chat, but we didn't quite manage to get a pocket of time to physically be crocheting while doing this. And also at the end of this informational video that we will be giving you, there will be a slight announcement which might explain the lack of crochet in tonight's video as well, but we will get to that at the end. First of all, let's travel back in time. Let's see all the shenanigans that we have been up to in the last year. And there has been a few. And to be perfectly honest with you, there is probably a lot more than I've noted down on here. So if I forget any persons, any crochet alongs I've been a part of, anything that you watching or knew I was a part of and I haven't mentioned, please do not feel that it wasn't a big deal. Please do not feel that you are not worth mentioning. A whole year, guys, is hard to summarise in one video. And anyway, you were all along for the ride as it happened. So don't take this video in any other kind of way other than Manfa had to make some bullet points. Manfa's brain is in 5 different places at any one time.
I couldn't think of anything either.
And it's not deliberate to hurt anyone's feelings, to make anyone feel bad. This is literally what I pulled off the top of my head 10 minutes before clicking the camera on. There has been so much more than even this that I've written down, but I had to just pinpoint a few little bits to talk about to give you a video for today. So there is so much more besides. Don't ever forget that. There are so many important people to us in these YouTube streets. There are so many fun and important things that have happened. We just cannot get it all in one video. Okay, that is literally it. So let's make a start. We started 2023 with literally newly hitting our 1K subscriber goal. It happened in late December. So we went into 2023 with 1K and a smidgy bit. We are now at 1.76k, which means we have got another over 760 of you in this last year, which is incredible. Because if you remember, nearly 2 years ago when I started this channel, I didn't think even one of you would watch. And now I've got the best part of 2,000 of you. Like, so it may seem like a bit of a reach to get there, but it would be fabulous if we could get to our 2k for our podiversary, which is in January. Only like 3 weeks-ish. Haven't set a date for that yet. Keep your ears and eyes open, and that will be arranged very soon. But we need about 240, 250. If we had 250, it would give us that safety buffer. So if any of you could find it in your hearts to share us on your community tab, shout us out in your lives, shout us out in your videos, keep directing people to these weirdos in the UK that do these funny little videos, we would really appreciate it, because to hit 2k would be absolutely incredible. If you can hear life noises in the background, I'm literally just going to be totally honest with you. We don't hide anything on this channel. Our youngest boy, Max, got one of those Oculus VR things for Christmas. We have such a small house that there is no room where there are not obstacles.
He is literally punching things.
When you have this thing on, you cannot see outside of this little screen in front of your face.
Games.
And he keeps punching my Hoover. He keeps punching my cabinet. He's punched the banister at the bottom of the stairs. But we thought that was the least, dangerous area where he could really damage something or break something. Maybe other than him. So if you hear a bit of banging and crashing and a little ow or whatever,
it's him.
It's Max playing on his VR set, okay? He is loving life. He is so grateful that he managed to get one. And it was literally been one of our best purchases. But if you can hear that, that's what it is. Nobody is beating him. Nobody is mistreating anyone. It is a VR headset craziness. Anyway, so yeah, if we could hit our 2K before our podiversary, it would make my dreams come true at this point, but no pressure. If it doesn't happen, that's fine, because it will happen when it's meant to happen. Okay, and we will get there. It may just take a little bit longer, and that is absolutely okay too. But if you can think of a way to get our name out a bit more and get a few more people over here, we'd be super grateful, and we'll just leave that there. Okay, now a lot of other things happened, and I haven't got it in any kind of order. It's just how it kind of popped into my brain, so it may be a little bit squirrely and all over the place. But one of the big things that happened was I launched a new segment, the Have You Ever Wondered? That is where I pose a question, have you ever wondered? And then I do an experiment to find the answer for you. The most popular one was, have you ever wondered how many 6-inch granny squares you can get out of a skein of yarn? And I used all sorts of different sizes, weights, all a 4-weight yarn, but as in 100 grams, 50 grams, 250 grams, and to see the variety of how many squares I could get out of all of these different brands and types of yarn. That was awesome, and I have a blanket made as a result of that whole experiment, and that segment still excites me, and I've still got to think of new ideas. That hasn't gone anywhere. It's just Manfa hasn't had time to think of anything new for a while, and I have really enjoyed that segment this year. It came to me spur of the moment, and I'm quite proud of that idea that I came up with, and you guys seem to receive it pretty well, so hopefully there'll be a few more of those next year. Tile of the week. Our favourite, right, babe? Just a few little statistics. We started 2023 on tile 22. We finished 2023 on tile 71. That means that we did a whopping 49 tiles.
We nearly did half the book.
We nearly did half the book in 1 year, guys. My goodness gracious. Yeah, 49 tiles. That is a big accomplishment. And seeing as most of you know we hate it, it's even more of an accomplishment. But tile of the week didn't come without its problems, did it? At one point earlier in the year, it was nearly the thing that made this man quit. It's funny now because we're out the other side, but at the time, oh my goodness gracious, it was tense, it was awkward, it was really quite... But you powered through, didn't you? You came out the other side, and he did still continue. So yeah, tile of the week has a lot to answer for, right?
Yes.
And it will be continuing in 2024 because we've got to finish the blasted book. So if we're at tile 71, that means we still have 29 tiles to go. So we'll get there. We will get there. Anyway, the Yarnscape behind us has had a couple of overhauls. And that is because mainly of you guys. Yes, we have had a few yarn hauls over the course of 2023. But the majority of what you see behind us has been lovingly gifted to us by so many of you wonderful, lovely, kind, generous, awesome peeps. And we would never be able to compensate you for that or thank you enough for that. So what you see, guys, is mostly given out of love from our friends, and it just makes me so happy every time I look at it, every time I walk past. Mike will even be sat on the sofa and I'll just stop and be staring at my yarn wall, and he'll be like, "You're right, babe, what you doing?" I'm like, "It's so pretty." And he's like, "Oh, she's having one of them moments, all right, leave her to it." But even you have said you cannot believe how generous people have been.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just 2023. The whole time we've had our
Yeah.
channel, people have been super generous. But especially 2023, we had some bumper happy mails.
We did.
Like, blow your mind. Are you being serious? Why us? Kind of happy mails. But it's been awesome, and we thank each and every one of you. Even if it's just a thumb and a comment on a video, that is happy mail to us, because that is what keeps the channel going as well. So awesome. So yeah, I've had to do a couple of little new yarn tours when I've changed things around, and me keeping on top of my inventory. Yeah, good one. Yes, the channel had a bit of a revamp kind of later on in the year, sort of mid to later end of the year, and that is because there were a few things going on which meant that I had to reduce the amount of videos that I was doing. I only reduced it by 2. I was doing one every single day of the week, 7 videos every week, and it just got a little bit too much, so I had to make the painful decision to come on and explain to you guys that I kind of needed to ease the pressure a little bit off of myself and go down to Monday to Friday with our Saturday Night Live. And that worked really, really well. It was definitely what needed to happen. Now I'm sneaking in some bonus Saturday videos. So now we're up to 6 videos a week most weeks. But for the majority, I had to take just a little bit of that pressure off my shoulders, and it definitely worked, because now I am able to deliver the videos promised without me literally like, I can't think of anything to film and I've got a video due and stress. No, it shouldn't be like that. It should just be chill and a hobby and fun. This is never going to be my living, guys. This is never going to be my livelihood. Sorry if you're watching YouTube, but you pay crap. So, unless you are uber big, you will not be able to make a living from YouTube. If you are uber big and making a living from YouTube, go you, because you work your bums off for that, and all respect and power to you. But for me, it's never going to be a living. I'm always going to have to work outside of the home, and I'm cool with that, because this is my fun. This is my delving into my world of my people. This is my magic realm that I do all sorts of silly shenanigans and it is fun, and it is my passion, and I'm happy that I've got somewhere to channel that. Whereas before Mike encouraged me to start the channel, I didn't have anywhere to channel it. Nobody cared. Literally, nobody. It's like, well, it's good that you got something that you like, but we don't want to hear about it. Boring. Fine. But now I've got all of you, and I literally wish I could reach into that camera and like kiss each and every one of you and hug you, because you have given me my magic realm, my magic kingdom, my happy place, and that is priceless. So thank you all for that as well. Thank you for pushing me to do it. But yeah, it's never going to be my main income. This is just added bonus, lots of fun with my peeps, having a good time.
I can throw something in for the channel revamp.
Okay.
My name changed.
It did, yes, it did indeed. It used to be Mafia Mike for a long time.
Now I'm Moose Mike.
Mm.
I prefer the Moose Mike.
And if you are new here, just a quick overview of that, or a quick explanation of that. When I first burst onto the YouTube streets, a lot of you guys across the pond couldn't quite wrap your heads around Manfa, because it's a weird word. It is a weird word, I get it. And it was mistaken as mafia. I was mafia makes all over the streets for like the first 3 or 4 months, which is fine. It's not a problem. It actually made me giggle. I'm like, I am the least likely person you will ever find in a mafia. That's why it's so hilarious. So then, obviously, when Mike started coming into the channel, it was Manfa and Mafia Mike. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I think it was Lala that renamed you, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Auntie Lala, she's my auntie, my YouTube auntie, she gave him the name Moose Mike, and that felt more comfortable for Mike. Mike warmed to that much more. And since then, it's Manfa and Moose Mike. And I used to sign off like my emails to you guys as Sam. But now, even my emails, I'm just signing off as Manfa. And even when the camera's when the camera's not on at home behind the scenes, I refer to myself as Manfa. I'm Manfa everywhere now. Like, literally, won't I?
Yeah.
I'll say, oh, that was so Manfa. And you'll be like, yeah. And we don't even question it. And do you know what? I've even called myself Manfa at work to my work colleagues, and they look at me so strange because they don't know I've got a YouTube channel. And they definitely don't know that it's my nickname from my dad. So when I'm like, oh, Manfa, they're like, what? What are you calling yourself? It's been a bit awkward at times. So yeah, Manfa and Moose Mike. So that was a revamp. And the other revamp that I did is one of my other beautiful friends. Now, normally I tag everyone I speak about. I think we're going to be speaking about quite a lot of people, so forgive me for not tagging each and every one of them this time. It is literally just an overview. I love you all, but I'm sorry, I'm not spending an hour rewatching this video and tagging everyone, okay? Manfa's tired. Just not today. I'm sorry. But one of my other lovely friends, my Yanni sisters, in fact, Amanda Panda, Obsessive Crochet Lady, she made me the beautiful thumbnails that you see next to my videos now. It looks so much more polished. It looks like somebody who knows a little bit about what they're doing. Really, I still don't, because it's all Panda's work. Panda enabled that for me. She did me a massive service because she likes doing all that kind of techie stuff. I have no interest whatsoever, and I do not have the capabilities. I could learn. I am capable of learning, I just don't want to. So I paid Panda to make those thumbnails for me, and I really appreciate it. I really love them, and hopefully, as more and more new segments come along, she'll get more and more business as time goes on. So Panda, make sure your little mouse clicking finger is at the ready, because I might just need some more thumbnails next year. Who knows? Let's see what the new year brings. But it just has a bit more of a cohesive look. When someone finds my channel, they're looking at my playlists, they think, okay, you know, she's got them all in separate playlists. They've all got their own little thumbnails. It just looks a little bit more organised, which is what Manfa is most of the time. She tries to be. Doesn't always work. But I am a bit OCD with that sort of thing. And to just have my logo on every video, how boring. How are you going to distinguish between Have You Ever Wondered and Yarn Haul and Crochet Catch Up and Tile of the Week if it's all just one logo? It's not like, oh, I want to see what that video is about, or oh, I need to see what that video is about. Do you know what I mean? So Panda helped me out. So thank you so much, Panda. My channel now looks so super pretty, and I love it. I also introduced another new segment, Label My Library. Now, this wasn't my idea. Several podcasters, several content creators do their own version of this, and that is where their library, so where they hold their patterns or their crochet pattern books, is their library. They pull books or patterns or magazines or whatever out of that library, and they label which makes they would like to make from those books if they haven't made anything from it yet. And what I did is I picked my top 3. I'll still have hundreds of books to go through, guys, so there's going to be a lot more Label My Libraries next year, just to give you the heads up. But it also gives you the opportunity to have a look through some of the books that I've got. Maybe there's a book that really takes your fancy and you go, oh, I'm going to put that on my wish list. Or, oh, I can ask so-and-so to buy me that for a special occasion. It's inspirational as well as me getting myself organised. So it kind of ticked a lot of boxes. And it also made some of you go, I really like that pattern book. I don't even do amigurumi. I had no intention of making amigurumi, but that book is beautiful and I want it, and maybe I will make something. So, you know, it's just a different way of inspiring without actually coming up with my own patterns, because I ain't nowhere near ready to do that yet. Now, some of the crochet alongs that I have been a part of this year, this is where I'm not sure whether I've remembered everything, so don't take it personally. These are just the ones that kind of stuck out in my brain. we did Coco's Crochet Calendar Crochet Along right at the beginning of the year. That was with Litza over at Coco's Crochet. She sent us the physical calendar and I followed along, and I went through that whole cal with her. Rolo now has a beautiful scrap blanket out of it. Love it. Thank you for that, cal, Litza. I really enjoyed myself, and I hope that you're going to do another one next year. She has hinted that she has got a crochet along idea, but she's not quite sure what she's going to do yet. So watch this space. Another one that I was a part of was Amigurumi Wars. I've done that for both years now that I've had my channel. I actually hosted both of these last 2 years as well. So that's always been a lot of fun. I love amigurumi. It was a really neat idea that was, you know, dreamt up, and I really enjoyed Amigurumi Wars. I don't know if Amigurumi Wars is carrying on next year. You're going to have to go to the creator of that, which is y.o.h crochet, Anita. She will be the one that makes the decision if it carries on into 2024. I'm hoping it does, but sometimes we need to let go of the old and make way for the new. So who knows? That's not my judgment call to make, not my idea to carry on with. So, but the time that I did do it and the 2 times that I did host, I had a lot of fun. So I really, really enjoyed that. And then I was with 2 of my lovely Yarny friends, a host of a crochet along this year. It was me, Amanda Panda, which is Obsessive Crochet Lady, and Rebecca from Suracat Crafts. 3 in Glasses, Cal. Who remembers that earlier in the year? Us 3 came up with an idea. We ran with it. A few of you joined in with us. And it's the first time that I've kind of done a crochet along as the person running it, not just as someone just making it and sending a picture saying I did it. I actually had to do some of the organisation of it all with 2 of my best friends, and it was a lot of fun organising it, doing the videos for it. It was really, really lovely, and I got to do it with 2 of my best friends, so I couldn't be any happier about that. Then, of course, Moo's Flower Power Cal, which is still ongoing. I'm going to be going into that into 2024, carrying on with it, because I think it runs until April, May. So there's still a few months of Moo's Flower Power Cal, supporting my beautiful Moo. Have loved it. Really running out of time this year for this month's entry. I've got to do this video, click off and get it finished, because otherwise I ain't going to get it done in time. But that's my lack of organisation this month, nothing to do with Moo. And I've really, really loved taking part, because it's a big undertaking organising a crochet along for lots of people to join in with, and she's totally smashed it. There's also the Boggy Creek Blanket Drive that both Mike and I participated in this year. We are planning to send the blankets as soon as possible, as early in the new year as we can, because obviously they've got to go all the way to Florida. I'm not going to go into all the details of Boggy Creek again tonight. There are plenty of videos on this channel about it. But if you want to know more, go to Nancy at She's Got Yarn Too, because this is her thing, this is her drive, and she is the one with all the information, and it will be her delivering all the blankets to Boggy Creek when the time comes. So we have had a blast. I ended up doing 4 blankets. Mike did 1, so that's 5 collectively. And yeah, it's just a phenomenal thing. And if they do it again next year, I am so taking part, because I just love the sentiment, love, and, you know, ethos behind it. So I will definitely be joining in with that again next year if it happens. If there were any other crochet alongs, I'm sorry that you weren't mentioned. I have literally loved 99.9% of this year on YouTube. So please be reassured that I have loved every minute. I just can't talk about every minute. I also introduced diamond painting to the channel, which was a new thing this year. That is kind of a lukewarm response, which I expected, because predominantly I am a crochet and yarn channel. But it's Manfa's makes, and diamond painting are makes of mine. That's why I justified having diamond painting creep in a little bit. But there aren't that many diamond painting videos on the channel, and it's not going to be a major focus. It's just going to be an odd video once in a blue moon from time to time, because once in a blue moon I would like to craft something other than crochet. And I want to share it with you. I want you guys to be a part of everything that I'm doing. So That is why I introduced diamond painting. Those of you that watch that do diamond paint yourself, you have loved it. The majority of you do not diamond paint and are a little bit like, yeah, this ain't my thing. And that's fine. But occasionally the odd diamond painting video will still appear because it is makes of mine. It was the end of Magazine Mondays. I did a whole year of Magazine Mondays, and to be honest, it was a bit of a flop of a segment. I carried on because I had that huge hoard of magazines up there sitting doing nothing, and I still haven't made anything from any of them, and I've got about 100 of them up there.
It did bring about another segment on another channel that is doing really well.
Well, fill them in then.
Over at Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming and
Jan,
the Alaskan Crafter, Jan.
Auntie Lala, Mama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are doing the hooker versus hooker versus hooker challenge.
Which was a segment in the magazines that I showed. It was hooker.
And it inspired them to do that.
Yeah, it was hook to hook in the magazine, and I would encourage you to tell me in the comments which one you preferred. And it's where the magazine gave two designers the same yarn, the same project that they had to make. So say it was a hat. They both had to make a hat, but they could make it in whatever way they wanted. And I asked you guys to vote which one you preferred. Now Lala, Auntie Lala, took that one step further and has now created a whole new shebang over there. So if you haven't heard about hooker versus hooker,
go and check it out.
You need to go and check it out, because it's not just Auntie Lala and Mama Jan.
No.
Every month. It will be those two every month. But on top of that, each month there will be a guest podcaster and a guest subscriber that doesn't normally do content. Okay? They don't do content. They don't have videos. They watch. They come to our lives. They interact with our channel. They have to be prepared to do 2 lives for that month. Once to hear what colours and project they're making, and once to reveal the project they made. Other than that, they can work on it off camera and just reveal it at the end. They have to be there to hear what they're making, and they have to be there to reveal at the end. Now, you do have to have a little bit of thick skin, because there is a bit of healthy banter that goes on over there. A little bit of healthy, mild roasting. It's nothing bad. It's nothing mean. It's all in good fun. But you do have to have a sense of humour. You do have to have a little bit of a thick skin. You do have to be able to deliver your little quick wit replies as well, because don't you let them walk all over you. They may be my auntie and my mum, but no, you need to be feisty like me and be like, hang on 1 second, actually, don't you discount me just because I don't have a channel. I bet I can kick your and win. And actually, in the trial run, when they trialled it out before the segment started, it was the subscriber that wiped the floor with all 3 podcasters. So you can do it. And if that is something of interest, please, please, please email Lala or Jan, and they will give you the details, because like I said just once more, and they have asked us to kind of advertise it. So thank you for swooping that in. That was a nice little,
well, it came with that segue.
Segue. It will always be Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming and an Alaskan Crafter Jan, but every month of next year they need a guest podcaster and a guest subscriber, but they also need another podcaster and another subscriber who doesn't appear on camera, but they're the ones that pick the colours and they're the ones that pick the project. So these 2 in the background, behind the scenes, being all sneak, they're the ones that decide everything for these 4 to come on camera and complete and do all the things, right? And you can apply. Well, it's not apply. You can show an interest or volunteer to be a part of it every single month. So if this sounds appealing to you, get in touch with Lala or Jan. And
if there's enough of you, there's a draw.
Yeah, definitely. Now, there's no prize. Let me just make that clear. No. There is no prize. But do you know what? There's something even better that you do get. You get bragging rights.
Yeah.
You get bragging rights that you came up on camera, you wiped the floor with 3 YouTubers.
Yep.
I mean, Wouldn't you just love that little crown on your head? I would.
Also, it brings you closer to people. You get to meet new people.
It does. It's just an awesome, awesome thing, and it's to get people just the community. It just strengthens the community, and it builds connections and builds bonds, and it's just a lot of fun. It really is just a lot of fun. So, Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming or an Alaskan Crafter Jan, I implore you. In fact, I double dog dare you to do 1 month next year with my auntie and my mum, and hopefully 1 month next year with me. All right? I want you to kick my booty. So there's your challenge. Anyway, thank you for getting us that advert in there. So yeah, that's what Magazine Monday inspired for Lala. And I think Lala's takeaway from Magazine Monday will be way more successful than Magazine Monday was. But that's absolutely fine.
I was still inspired. That was never done.
I was inspiring to them, right? So I kind of did my job. So that's absolutely fantastic. Okay, new crochet techniques. There have been a few this year that Mike and I have dabbled in, mostly down to Tile of the Week, so we've got to give it credit for something, I suppose. Was the 2 different types of mosaic, inset and overlay. We are overlay mosaicers. We are not inset mosaicers. I don't even know if mosaicer is a word, but we're going to use it for the purposes of this video. You fell in love with overlay mosaic. You really enjoyed it. I've done it a little bit in the past, but not a lot, and I do endeavour to do more next year. So it did ignite that flame in me that I need to do more. We are currently in the tapestry crochet segment, and we are both hating life. Not our thing.
It's not the worst, though.
No.
I'm going to throw that out there. It's not the worst style or tile we've done, or I've done. I actually don't mind it as much as, like, some of the tiles I didn't manage to complete.
Yeah.
And especially the one that almost made me quit.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not a fan. I can't wait for this segment to go.
Still don't like it,
but one of the other big things that you tried for the first time this year was what?
Amigurumi.
And he does have a couple of completed amigurumi to show for his efforts. Although there was one amigurumi that we will mention later on in this video that now means that amigurumi is not the top of Mike's list. He thought it might be.
No.
It's not.
No.
So yeah, a few new crochet techniques just crept in there under the radar for us to trial out, which was really it's great because I've been doing this 9 years and there are still things, guys, that I haven't attempted, and they will probably come out with way more as time goes on. So I am constantly adapting, constantly learning, constantly discovering.
Credit where credit is due. That book has taught me a lot.
It has. I still taught him the foundation.
You did,
so.
yeah.
That's just me being a pouty brat, like, I taught you first. I want all the credit.
But that book has pushed me further than anyone could ever think of within 2 years.
Yeah, definitely. So there you go. There's a few of the new things that we have tried this year. There's probably more. I've probably forgotten some of them, but they were the ones that stuck out in my brain. Another thing that I achieved this year was I made 2 tops for myself. I very rarely make wearables, and I actually accomplished 2 tops for myself, which is absolutely amazing. I did a cinnamon stitches top and I did a bag a day top, and I love both of them. I've worn both of them, both on camera and off, and I will be cracking them out again next summer because, hello, I didn't make it for it to be shoved in my wardrobe. But that was a big thing for me. I'm always making for other people, or I'm always making for the once in a blue moon commission I might get. Mm-hmm. But very rarely do I make stuff just for me. And in those 2 tops, I did them for me, and I really enjoyed it. And there are more plans for more wearables next year, just letting you know. And I've got to stop telling you what's coming next year, because there is a video next week with all of my 2024 goals. So some of this might be repeated in that video, so apologies. Our lives have changed quite a bit over the last 12 months in such a fabulous way. Every time I talk about my lives, I get the biggest grin because honestly, guys, it is my favourite time of the week. It is the one time of the week that we can, in the moment, talk with you. I know we don't see you, you can only see us, but we can read your chat. You are chatting to us right there and then. Comments on videos are fabulous and help the channel out a lot, but it's retrospective communication. It's not right here, right now. And then a couple of times when we've put the link in the chat and some of you have popped up, it's been awesome because we can put a face to a name. We can get to know you. We haven't done that a lot. We did have a bit of an issue with trolls at one point, so we kind of backed off of that. But if everyone behaves themselves next year, maybe we could do that a little bit more, because I'd like to meet a lot more of you. I really, really would. And there's also the chatting backstage, which is even more fun than the live half the time. And it would be great. It'd be great to spend some one-on-one time with you. So if you were thinking about it, maybe next year is your time to say, hi, I'm here. Nice to meet you, whatever. But our panel has evolved over the last year. We have had star appearances from the likes of Granny D and Crafty Moo Sarah and Bella Uncinetto, Christina. Yeah. We had a superstar guest in Nova Gnome Creations. The first live she ever did was my live. And I've got that claim for Crafty Moo Sarah as well. That's two of you that I popped your live cherry. And I am so happy about that. I don't know why that makes me so gloaty, but it does. Auntie Lala has come up a couple of times. Not regularly, but when she does pop up, it is a super fun time. Yeah. And I hope that Lala will be able to make a couple more next year. No pressure, Auntie Lala, but it's always a fun time when you're up. And Sarah Nicole has come up on my live as well, and it was lovely to have her, and hopefully she might be able to appear a bit more regularly over the next year. Again, no pressure, but just in case. Same with Yarning for a Smile Kim. She's come up semi-regularly. She doesn't really fall into guest appearance or permanent panelist. She's somewhere in the middle. She's building up her semi-regular appearances. She's nearly a permanent panelist. And if I have my way, she will be. Again, no pressure, Kim, but just saying. And then our actual regulars are Mama Jan and Alaskan Craft Jan. Now, sometimes she can't make it because of family commitments, and she is so far behind the time zone than us that it isn't always possible, but she makes it as often as she can. Obviously, my Amanda Panda, my Yarny sister, she is up every week pretty much without fail, apart from when she has like one of her real life friends' weddings to go to. I'm only joking. Literally, that was a joke. Panda will know that that's a joke. But other than that, she's been up. And her Wobble Dude. Yeah. Don't forget Wobble Dude Drew. Right, and then my other sister Bridget, she's up pretty much every week. Occasionally she can't make it, and that's fine, life gets in the way. But there is Bridget as well. And Bridget, if you do get a chance to watch this, big love and hugs right now. I will explain to Mike what's going on, but it's Bridget's news. We love you so very much and completely understand if you're not going to be there tonight. And I'll just leave that there, but love and thoughts with you, okay?
Same.
And that is our regulars, isn't it? Bridget, Jan, Panda, us, and then some of the others that I've mentioned pop up from time to time. It is so fun. It is one of our favourite times of the week. And we have had our slot for pretty much all year, 4 p.m. Eastern, straight after Granny D. And it's been one of the best years for our lives, actually, because the year before, I tentatively did some lives and I did regular lives with others, and for various reasons that didn't work out and I had to kind of branch out in lives on my own. And when it was just me on my own or just me and Mike, it's quite daunting and nerve-wracking because all eyes are on you. So I think we have grown and flown with our lives this year with the help of these wonderful people that we have just mentioned.
And some of the subscribers that pop.
Definitely, and our random pop-ups as well. They're so much fun. They really are. I love it, and I hope that the fun for our lives continue. We will be keeping that slot going into 2024. So you know where to find us, guys. You know where to come and have fun. Okay, so that's the lives. It has just gone way and above our expectations, changed so much, and now we have fabulous panel in my opinion, but then I'm going to say that because it's my panel, right? Now we're going to talk about some of our least favourite makes of the year and our most favourite makes of the year. And Mike and I struggled with this. We really did. I have made 63 projects in the last year, and to pinpoint just one for each category is really, really difficult.
I haven't made that many.
And there may even be makes that I hadn't even considered that actually are the real answer. But for the purposes of me making notes for this video, this is what I came up with. My least favourite was the commission I did for a work colleague, that big purple cable throw. It was just a monster to complete. It took a lot of time and energy. It looked beautiful when it's done. I loved learning all the different types of cables, but it was just a long, laborious project for me. And this is nothing against my Panda or my Rebecca. I loved doing that cowl with you girls. I really didn't enjoy making that bloody shawl. Really didn't like it, and that's me being honest. And I made 2 of them. I hated it, but I made 2. It just wasn't my thing. I wasn't feeling it. I was getting frustrated. I was getting a little bit bored. It's just sometimes you gel with a pattern and sometimes you don't. But I loved doing the collaboration with my girls, and I hope that we can pick it up again at some point in the future. No pressure. I loved the collaboration, just didn't like the shawl that we did. But it was what you guys voted for, and I stuck it out, and I did it. And not only did I stick it out and do it, I made 2. So, you know. And then my favourite ones of the year is one that is still ongoing, which is my 2-colour granny. I'm loving that. Every time I pick it up, I am just bliss, happy, content, could work on it for hours, and it has literally taken me about an hour and a half to get around once. But I absolutely love it. I am so glad that I started that project this year, and it's going into 2024 because it is just such a blissful project to make. And another one that I'm proud of is the one that I literally showed yesterday, and that is my fruit square blanket. I started it in August 2022 and I finished it December 2023. So I was glad to get it off the hooks, and it is beautiful. I love it. It makes me smile every time I look at it, and that's what you're supposed to do when you look at your creations, right? So it ticks all the boxes for me. And there's been loads of other fun, nice projects in between. But if you had to pick one, which I did, that's what I picked. So, Mike, you go into yours.
So my least favourite, barring the tiles, was I tried to do a heel and coo. I tried to do a heel and coo, and I ruined it. So, and it also ruined. That's the one that ruined my love of amigurumi.
So the coup that never was.
Yes, the coup that never was.
And
I've got to admit, my favourite was Jan's hug.
Mama Jan. Which was Panda's Feeling Fancy, wasn't it?
Fancy pattern, yeah. It was bliss to make.
So like my 2-colour granny is Panda's Feeling Fancy.
It was bliss to make, and it was
lovely yarn,
and
going
it
to
was
someone meaningful. Yeah. All of his hugs go to someone meaningful. Let's just clarify that.
Yeah.
But because it was such an enjoyable make as well as a meaningful person to go to, it ticked all the boxes. Yeah. Another couple of things that were highlights of my year that I do have to mention is I actually spoke to Cinnamon Stitches, like more than once. And I'm going to do this every time I mention it because I cannot describe to you how much that meant to me. To have someone with a much bigger platform than me even show any interest is just such a compliment. For them to take the time to even bother watching a video or commenting or whatever. But not only did she watch and comment when I made the top of hers that I made, she only came into a live I was in and made me cry of happiness. It was really awkward and really embarrassing. And I think now if Jen came into future lives, I wouldn't act so cringe or fangirly. I would still be like, inside I'll be like, she's here. But I will try and be a little bit more, it's Jen, She's another content creator. Yes, she's got a bigger platform. Yes, she's an awesome person. And yes, you love the bones of her. But stop making it weird, Manfa. Otherwise, you'll scare her away. I've got to learn that. I have got to learn that. But it just blew my mind and made my year, to be perfectly honest with you. She made me cry. And then she explained that she lurks in a lot of people's lives, but she doesn't draw attention to herself, because then all of the attention is taken away from the person hosting the live, because it all goes to her, because everyone's like, Cinema Stitches, Jen, hey Jen, hey Jen, hey Jen. She doesn't like doing that to the people hosting the lives, because she doesn't feel like it's fair. So she will lurk. So just to let you know, guys, she may have even been lurking over at your house and you didn't even know it. Just say it happened to me. If it happened to me, it can happen to any of you. And as a joke, and Jen, please don't find this creepy or weird, as a joke, from time to time, I'll look at Mike and go, yeah, well, your best friend isn't Cinnamon Stitches, is it? She's mine. And he's just like, all right. I'm like, me and Cinnamon Stitches are now like this. We're really not. But it's just, I just get silly about it. I can't help myself. But Jen, if you're watching, you made my year, and that's all I can say about that. I watch her videos regularly. From time to time, she will comment on mine, and I do think she kind of keeps half an eye on some of the things I'm doing. But she's a very busy lady. Very busy lady. So when she does leave a comment, I'm just like, oh, she made time for me today, really? Out of all those people, me? And I'm going to stop getting weird about it, because another comment that I got on a video that blew my mind isn't a lady that does lives regularly or anything like that, but she is well known in these YouTube streets, and that's Olga Poltava. Olga Poltava actually commented on one of my videos, and I was just like, no way.
And I'm quite enamoured by that, to be fair, because
Yeah.
I do like her patterns.
Definitely. I think
my first ever make this year was one of her patterns.
I think it was a couple of the videos where I had just started the 2-colour granny, and I had obviously tagged her because she's got a channel. It's her pattern. All credit to Olga. And I tagged her like I do most of the time when I mention people. She actually commented and told me my blanket's beautiful. The one that made the design told me my version was beautiful, and I literally screamed, and I was like, babe, guess who's commented on my video? And he was like, Cinema Stitches again. I'm like, no, not this time. He's like, who? And I'm like, only bloody Olga Poltava herself. And he went, no way. And I gave him the phone to prove it, and he was like, well, bloody hell, isn't that good? And I was just like, ah! Because to me, you guys with the bigger channels, you designers with your awesome tutorials and awesome patterns and all the things that I love to make, because I am not at the stage of wanting to design my own stuff at the moment. I don't have the time. You are what enables me to do the craft I love, which is crochet. And you guys are the ones that I watch for company, for friendship, for inspiration, for a mutual love of yarn and crochet. So when you guys take the time to either be my friend, watch my video and leave a comment, or sneak into a live and completely pull the rug out from under my feet, I literally feel like the biggest Hollywood stars are in my life. And it sounds silly, but that is genuinely how I feel. And even now, I'll be like, I have some really big friends now. And Mike's like, calm down, it's all good. And I'm like, I know it's silly, but I do get all gushy and fangirly and ridiculous about it. But then I said to him, some of the people that he watches on YouTube, if he was to develop some of the friendships with them like I've got with you guys, or if one of his big stars came to my live, even though they're not even interested in crochet, but spoke to him, he'd be like, oh my god, it would be the same. It would be the same. You totally would.
Not be that
You're
bad.
telling me that if Jacksepticeye suddenly popped up and went, Mike Taylor, I've been watching you for a while and I'm super impressed that you took on a hobby that is the furthest that a lot of us gamers would do, and you're smashing it, you wouldn't be like, thanks, Jack.
I'd be pretty proud, yes.
Yeah, you'd be like,
But I wouldn't
thanks,
be going,
Jack. Oh, well, no, because you're not a woman. You're not a woman, but
I wouldn't be going,
inside.
my friend.
No, but inside, you would be like,
Yeah, it would
Jack
be pretty
spoke
cool.
to me.
It would be pretty cool. To be
Oh my
fair.
god, I'm pretty cool now. He just wouldn't be so blah about it like I am. Anyway, so yeah, Cinnamon Stitches and Olga Poltava. Amazing. And I feel that way about you guys as well. It's just obviously bigger platforms and excitement and hype and all the rest of it. But okay, I made my first ever gnome this year. Don't know why it took me so long to make a gnome. I thoroughly enjoyed it. In fact, I made 2 of them. I predict more gnomes in my future for 2024 because I loves them.
Watch out, Nova.
Oh no, I could never overthrow the queen of gnomes that is Nova Gnome Creations.
Well, now you have a new family member.
Anyway, oh, and another person as well that I get a little bit like that is Ashley at Stitching Ain't Easy, and she is genuine friends with Cinnamon Stitches. They text each other and everything, like they really are bestest friends. And Ashley says that she loves me, she thinks I'm precious, and that when her husband makes a teleporter, I'm the first house that she's coming to visit. So there you go. If you weren't on that live, you're not going to know what I'm burbling on about. But Ashley, if you're watching, you know. Get Mr. On it as quick as you can. Anyway, I also made my first thread make. Didn't enjoy it. Hopefully I won't be repeating that in 2024. That's not on my agenda.
Bought all that thread.
Yeah, I know. Alright, never say never, but I'm not itching and rushing to do that, okay? Both of my parents received crochet items from me this year. I did that spa set for my mum's birthday. She didn't ask for it. I wanted to make it for her, and it turns out she absolutely bloody loves it. And she's already said to me that she needs a few more flannels because it's the best flannel she's ever washed her face with. So I'm going to have to make some more washcloths for my mum at some point. And it went down really, really well. I also made the face cloth for my dad. I found it hilarious. Everyone else around us found it hilarious. Dad opened it and went, okay. And that's literally all the reaction I got from my dad. He's a man of few words. I still thought it was a bloody good joke gift anyway. And then my mum asked me to make her hat and scarf for Christmas. And she opened it and she put it straight on, loved it, thanked me very, very much. And it's the only time my mum has ever requested crochet from me. And it meant such a lot. And now she wants more washcloths. I predict my mum's warming up to the idea of crochet, and that actually mum might be wanting a few more handmade things in the future, and that makes my heart incredibly happy because for so many years she's literally not given a hoot about it, not cared in the slightest, and now all of a sudden these requests are piling up, so you never know. And I managed to squeeze in a random act of crochet kindness drop this year. It was a bit of a spontaneous part of Moo's Flower Power Cal. I made 6 flower key rings. We went on a family walk. I left them out for strangers to find and take away and keep as just a random act of crochet kindness. Makes me feel good. I used to do it all the time. Life, channel, work, kids, all of it means that I have not been able to do the random acts of crochet kindness even to 1% of what I used to. The month that I managed to do it really made me feel good, and if I can, I would like to see that come back into my crocheting lifestyle in the future as much as I can, but I'm not going to be putting pressure on myself to stick to I'm doing it every month or anything like that. As and when I can, I will, because it is just so wonderful. And actually I'm part of the Facebook Random Acts of Crochet Kindness, the UK one. There's one in the US and there's one in the UK. I am part of the UK one. In fact, I used to be an admin for the UK one, but I had to let that go when I started my channel. So Random Acts of Crochet Kindness has been a big part of my life for many years now in different ways. But when you make those things and you put the little tag with the poem, something like, I'm not lost, just alone, if you find me, take me home, or something like that, And then that person finds it, takes a picture of it and posts it on the Facebook group to let the maker know that it's been found. The feeling you get from that is indescribable. And actually the kids got into it as lockdown was easing and the restrictions were lifting. We did that quite a bit to show the world that we're still here, there is still kindness, there are still people that care. And it was to brighten people's days after such a bleak period of lockdown, and they got well into it. They saw it as a big treasure hunt using Mummy's creations for people to find. So it holds a very special place in my heart, and I hope to continue with it as we go forward. I just don't know how often I can get it done, because I like to get at least 6 made at a time. So we'll see how that goes, but it's amazing. And if you are looking for small little projects to brighten someone's life, to brighten people in your area's world, that is a good way to go about it. Check it out, look into it. It is absolutely fantastic, and I do recommend it an awful lot. Anyway, we have been on here nearly an hour. Like I said, there is probably a bajillion things that I have forgotten to talk about. I again have done most of the talking because this one just leaves it up to me, which is absolutely fine. But there is one thing that we need to discuss, and then we need to give you all a massive thank you for 2023, and then we need to sign off, because also I'm really desperate for a wee.
Me too.
So we need to wrap this up. So going forward into 2024, I have a list of goals that I will come back next week on a video explaining with. But for Mike,
I am taking a little step back. Yeah. At the moment, with everything that's going on, I'm finding it all just a bit of a chore.
It's a bit much.
Yeah.
It's a bit much.
It's I've got a lot of things to do in the background.
Yeah. Family stuff, kids stuff, parenting stuff, work stuff, you name it. The sucky adulting that isn't involving crocheting yarn.
I probably will still attend the lives, because
Yeah, you still got to see you from time to time. You still want to see his face, right?
I will miss all of you while I'm not around, so...
Yeah.
But I am taking a step back from crochet and
The channel. Yeah, apart from the lives. So if you want to see this one in 2024, you're going to have to come to our lives 4 p.m. Eastern, straight after Granny Day, because it's the only time you're going to see him.
I'm not saying it's going to be forever, but I've got a lot of things to sort out
personally,
and, well, with the kids as well.
Yeah. I have hinted that there is something big happening for me at the beginning of the year, which I cannot go into detail still. I know that's super frustrating for a lot of you. I will tell you guys, but when I know that it's okay to do so, because I don't want anything to jeopardise it, and I hope you can understand. But in order for me to go through this new big change at the start of the year, Mike is going to need to step up in other areas of our life, which means he cannot be stepping up behind the scenes for the family and crocheting and filming videos and this and that. He is one person, and everyone needs to prioritise from time to time.
I've got to prioritise work.
Yeah.
And home.
And for Mike to massively step up for me in this way, in order for me to do what I want to do, and it is a want, it is a selfish want, but it does benefit the whole family as well. For Mike to step up and be willing to do that for me, I personally have to be willing to grant him this little break for him to figure out. We both need to figure out a new routine, a new way of running the house, a new way of sorting out childcare and stuff like that. There is going to be a lot of changes behind the scenes that aren't going to affect the channel, mostly. But we have to prioritise the children, first and foremost, the house, secondly, and thirdly, we have to look after each other. We say it in every outro to our videos. For this instance, Mike has to look after himself because he's having to up what he's doing in other areas, which means this area, the channel, has to kind of take a bit of a back seat for a minute, just until we get things settled get things sorted out, that we're both in a routine that we're comfortable with.
I'm always tired. Look.
Yeah, we need to figure out the logistics of everything. It's a massive transitional phase, and the channel will still be going. You just got to put up with me, I'm afraid. And that's how it was at the beginning
and
anyway.
I'll be back every Saturday.
And he'll be here every Saturday for the live, and he will still be... I mean, I'm pretty sure there will be times where he's going to want to make a guest appearance because he's just not going to be able to help himself. It's not going to be crochet related, but you might just see his hand bobbing with a cup of tea for me. Or, you know, he may just come in and say, I wanted to say hi, I miss you.
Yeah.
You know, so it's...
You never know, I might think of something good like Wobble Dude.
You know, yeah. So,
it may not be that, but...
So it's not the end of Mike, and it's not the end of Mike's crochet. It is just, I need to take a break. Something's got to give. And out of all of the priorities that we both have, it's just, Mike has just decided that the crochet in the channel is the thing that he can more easily take a step back from. The other stuff isn't so easy for him to take a step back from. So I know some of you are going to be a bit sad and disappointed to hear that. I know Mike has become a massive part of the channel, but Manfa's Makes was started by just me. Manfa's Makes will continue in the interim. There will still be the usual segments and the usual things. It's just Mike needs to take a break.
I won't be involved.
If you guys
Not
watching,
camera,
if you guys watching have been feeling that there's some area of your life that you need to take a break from, do it. If Mike can do it, you can do it. And it doesn't have to be permanent. It doesn't have to be forever. If it's just for right now, do what you need to do. Look after yourselves.
I have to do this now so that it isn't a permanent thing.
Right. There you go. It came from the horse's mouth.
Because
if he doesn't take a break now,
it will be permanent.
Yeah.
And I'll blow up.
Yeah, and we don't want that, right, guys? We want Mike to come back when he's good and ready with new vigour, new gusto, new enthusiasm, lots of positive energy, because then I'll probably be flagging and I might need a break. Who knows? I don't know. But
I have got a make on my hook at the moment. I'm going to take a little breather from that and then I'm going to finish it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'm not doing any crochet.
There you go. So Mike will not be doing Tile of the Week.
No.
I'm going to try, guys, but yeah. We'll see how that goes. But I endeavour to keep up with Tile of the Week. So all the other Tile of the Weekers out there that do it with us, I am going to still attempt to finish the book. Okay? Whether I will get it all, I don't know. We'll just have to take it week by week. I will still be doing crochet catch up because I will still be crocheting. I don't know if I'll be able to produce as much as what I have been this year because my life is now going to be full on in a positive way, but in a eating into my crochet time way. So you guys just have to bear with us. This is going to be a bit of a bumpy, rocky start, but the end goal is a much happier Manfa and Moose Mike household. Hopefully a less stressed Manfa and Moose Mike household. That might be a bit of an overreach. Look at his face. But positivity! And it's going to be an exciting new adventure for me personally. So there is lots to look forward to. There is lots to continue with. I am still going to be doing the videos as normal.
And I'll still be supporting.
Mike will be supporting in the background and coming on the lives on a Saturday. But if you could just bear with us and support us and chivvy us along through this little bit of a weird blip, we would really appreciate it because we will come out the other side. Because with the support of all you lovelies, we can't fail. We really can't. We wouldn't have achieved none of this if it wasn't for you guys. You guys are what makes the channel. Yes, we do the videos. Yes, we upload the videos. Yes, we do the crochet to show. But if we didn't have anyone watching, leaving their thumbs, writing their comments, sharing us out, doing all the things, it would be pointless, right? Because nobody's watching. Nobody's seeing it. Nobody cares. And the fact that you keep coming back and you keep showing us that you care and you keep interacting with us and being amazing supporters and friends of ours means the absolute world. And Mike will be back at some point in 2024 in videos. But he will be in the lives just to keep in touch with you all.
Probably won't be crocheting though.
No.
I'll just be there, meeting and greeting.
There you go.
Missing
see?
you all.
And he doesn't even have to stay for the whole 2 hours if he's not crocheting. He can greet you all, say hi to you, catch up with you all, and then go off and do what he needs to do. And I know this is all sounding a little bit mysterious and a little bit weird. Trust me, it's all good, isn't it? It's all good. It is all positive. It's nothing big or major. Yeah, it's nothing big or major. It's not like we're splitting up. It's not anything like that. It's not bad health or anything. It is a new, exciting adventure and opportunity for me. But in order for me to go on that adventure, this one has to do a bit more of what I was doing beforehand. And we can't do it all.
No.
We're not superhuman.
And I've still got to hold down a full-time job at the same time. So.
Exactly. So he's sacrificing so that I can have something for me, which I haven't been able to do in a couple of decades now. So he's sacrificing for me to fly. So if anything else, if you could just understand that sentiment, then you will know that it is a good thing and that he's a good bloke, and I couldn't do it if he wasn't prepared to do this. So we'll leave it there because I'm giving away too much anyway. Like I do, blab blab, waffle waffle. And we've kept you for well over an hour now. So like I said, thank you to each and every one of you for making it such a fabulous year here on YouTube. I am so excited for 2024. I cannot wait to see what the new year brings, what shenanigans I can get up to, what makes are going to happen along the way, what new friends I'm going to make. Oh, it's just all shiny and brand new and lovely. I reckon by the time March hits, I'll be like, ah! But right now I'm like, let's do this. So yeah. Anyway, we love you all loads. Without you, this couldn't happen. Thank you for spending all this time with me.
Say thank you to all the subscribers for supporting Manfa. I'd also like to thank all the people that I've met and that have left. Yeah. All the lovely people that are still here as well.
Yeah. That is a very good point, and I was going to say it on my goals for 2024, but I will say it now with Mike here. I'm just happy that we are both here to go into 2024 because we have lost some really dear friends this year. And I'm going to say her name, and one of them is Dear Sweet Melly. Melly didn't get to the end of 2023, and she's certainly not going into 2024, and she meant an awful lot to Mike and I. So the fact that Mike and I are here to see in a new year and go forward with it is the biggest accomplishment, because some of us just weren't that lucky, and it does need saying. So if any of you guys have lost anyone this year, and there is another dear friend of ours that has had a recent loss over Christmas, just be thankful we've got another year to go into, and we can all go into it together, because others aren't quite so fortunate. And we will love and miss them dearly forevermore as well. But we move forward and we keep them in our hearts as we do. So there we go. Oh, bit of an emotional ending. Right, we really are going this time because I really do need to pee.
But until you see Manfa next.
Oh, don't. That makes it so sad. Be kind.
Look after one another.
Get some good quality time in with your loved ones.
Stay moosey.
Get some good quality crafting time in. We will see you in the next one.
Or around the YouTube streets.
I'm so emotional. I can't remember my outro. Love you guys. Thanks for a fabulous 2023. Let's do it all again and more.